Love to see if you're from a Martin or Mischief Persuasion. Or if you're the rest of the drivers in that top 7. Actually, I'll have a look. Restrict quickly. Teams that are going to be happy. Let's have a look. No one's really going to be that happy. VCarb doing nicely. VCarb the only team that have 2 drivers in that top 10. McLaren the only team that have no drivers in the top 10. I think. That makes sense. Most of the grid's in a Ferrari sandwich. And actually, no, most of the grid's in an Alpine sandwich. As the lights are coming on. Yes! Lights coming on. And now they're out. There's been a power shortage. Gonna have to restart. No one. Hopefully no one dies off the start. GoBucks still has the lead. Is that one driver just sat there? Charlie Peachu's very far back as Zenix goes down the inside. So does Martin. And looks to be that Zenix goes into the race lead. Martin second. GoBucks third. A couple of drivers go wide. It's nearly Psycho down to 9th. A lot of battling back towards the back end of this pack. Zenix already got a nice lead on Martin. Well, Red Bull lost a couple of positions. Maverick. Bahamut down to 18th position. What's happened to him? Said he was a race merchant. But it looks like Martin's gone from Mischief and the rest. He's just had to get through the pack. Weaving sections on this first lap. And it looks to be that Zenix and Martin are gone. But Zenix could maybe get out of the DRS on Martin and just disappear entirely. We know he's got that pace. And is that a car round? Maverick lost traction. He's back on now. And he hits the back of an Alpine. Maverick into the back of Matty Cece, who's now back alive. Barnsey up to P5. GoBucks down to P4. 2-second gap now from Mischief and Martin. Barnsey see-through. We have a look further down. And what the whoa. A lot of colliding has happened at the back pack there. And they need to get back up and running because otherwise, if they find themselves too far back, even drivers with Angel Shot and Bahamut's pace, they're not going to be able to get back up. But Zenix getting away from Martin now. If we have a look at the tyre compounds, oh look, Zenix and Martin on mediums. That's why they've got away. Mischief also trying to get away from GoBucks, who seems to be the one leading the pack. The pack stretching down to P11 with Quick Pig. Up in 11th place. He has made quite a few positions. Made 6 positions. So has Dave Dyke into up 4 and CD up 5. Angel Shot off the bottom into 16th position. No one's really lost too many apart from Maverick, who had that incident, and then obviously there was a big scuffle at the back of that pack at the back of the race. You have a look further forward. Martin's really struggling here. Go back to tyres. Strategy is going to be a major thing here. Getting it right is going to be crucial. As the 3 medium runners, 2 of them at the front. And the Psychos stayed in 8th position. You saw he had a really poor start, but he's managed to get back up there. If you have a look on the mini-map, there's a lot of drivers just in a really nice array. It's just an array of drivers, really. As Nini Psycho maybe going side by side with Inazuma. He doesn't. He pulls out. Looks to get a better exit speed. Will he use the ERS? He's got the DRS on him. Now he uses the ERS. And in fact, we look further forward. We'll see Mischief chasing down Martin. Now right on his rear. Zenix has cleared Martin. But of course, for Zenix, he would just want a nice and simple dry race because he could disappear. And he already has in the dry. Mischief in the DRS of Martin had a pretty poor sector there. Maybe he has a high wing setup. You never know. What was pole? Pole was a 31.6. 2 drivers with 31.6. One of them being Zenix, who seems to just have that race pace. GoBucks has lost a couple of positions, but he's still towards the front. Bagwan, who started 3rd in 5th position, and actually Nacero done ever so well, up to 6th position. Guido almost on the back of Quit Pig, almost losing the DRS of the cars in front. But you see there's less battling towards the back. I still keep your eye on these drivers. Bahamut and Angel Shot will be looking, they'll likely have that pace advantage. As you see, the two McLarens always racing near each other. In 14th to 15th, lower than they want to be, but still plenty of the race to go. Mischief still within the DRS. You can get a good exit. He seems to just be struggling on those exits. Martin struggles on a couple of those couple of the early corners. McLaren swap positions. We'll have a look at this chasing pack. Very, very tight. Shouldn't really, not many excuses for getting penalties. It's Charlie Pichu who's lost a couple of positions, maybe on the straight. What will the Aston Martin do? Not got much ERS compared to the drivers in front. Oh, never mind. Angel Shot's got no ERS whatsoever. Now Barnesy side by side with Nearly Psycho. Goes wide. And it looks like Dave Dyke's going to latch on the back. Quit Pig losing ground heavily to Dave Dyke. He's still in a good position. And he's still quite clear of the drivers behind. Guido is the exception, as what's going on here. Very, very tight indeed. But the gap to first keeps extending. Zenix now 3.4 seconds clear. He's using a little bit of ERS. Oh no, it's Martin. It's just cruising, Zenix is. And now the gap to that top 3 is 3 seconds. And I think I've just seen a droplet of rain. What's happened here? Dave Dyke loses a couple of positions. Nearly Psycho. I think there's rain. Nearly Psycho on those mediums is going to struggle more than anyone else. There is rain. Probably too early to pit. Whoa. What happened there? Nothing. Bagwan almost does clip Go Bucks. But yeah, this rain is not going to be the nicest. Maybe drivers could pit now. Maybe the pit is this or next lap. See, will anyone pit? Nothing so far. I mean, this early into the race, you know, the mediums will still be all right. Hards should be fine. What's going on here? Martin see-through. And Mischief's hoping to go right through him. Oh, maybe not quite that much. Like that. And there's an actually massive pack behind Nearly Psycho. Barnesy's made his way ahead. Huge pack. It's now Guido. 12th. Quit Pig. Side by side with Guido. This is good. Close battling here. Quit Pig pulls out. I mean, these couple of laps here is going to be crucial to try and get the pit stop right, and also to make sure you don't spin, because the traction out here is not going to be very good. I say out here like I'm not sat in a room in my house. I'm acting like I mean, the stands are very, very empty as well. Expect maybe soon DRS to be disabled. As Mischief goes into P2. We'll have a look on the back straight. That's a nice way of seeing how the split of cars is. You can see Inazuma's having a race of his own. Bagwan and Nacero, it's hanging off the back of GoBucks. Is anyone going to pit yet? Doesn't seem like it's too bad. It's when the rain starts to settle. Quit Pig, battling with almost everyone. He's consistently in that P12 position. Aaron P. Just behind. Bahamut and Angel Shot, after getting caught up early on, they are not moving up positions. Mike P gets that 3-second time penalty. Matty's now onto the Inters. He's seen and witnessed my race earlier on in the calendar at Kota. He's pit to the Inters early. We'll be interested to see how much he gains, if he does, just yet. Also depends how bad the rain is, because it would be funny if the rain was just this. But anyway. Let's have a look if it gets worse. Martin and Mischief still very, very close. As Nacero's off the track, Bagwan goes through. Now Inazuma's right behind him. Barnsley's a little bit off, and nearly Psycho's still leading that pack. Barnsley wants to make sure that he stays clear and doesn't get sucked in here, because this is a very, very tightly packed group of cars. As we'll go back to the front, Zenix 4.2, still got a very nice lead, but it's not quite, he's not now extending it. Could be due to the swapping of cars between Mischief and Martin, but it does actually seem like Mischief's just in front of Martin and Martin's hanging on. Yeah, Martin's really struggling now. Might be the no TC that Martin's got compared to Mischief and Zenix. As Nini Psycho's latched onto the back of Barnsley, and he's cleared that mid-pack. It's going to be crucial for Nini Psycho. As Guido's round, no, he's gone into the pits. Guido's now off the hards, into the pits. Different strategies. Nacero just behind Inazuma. Inazuma's done well, actually. Or maybe, no, Nacero had a bit of a mare, didn't he? And that caused Inazuma to catch back up. Barnsley almost in the DRS. Now Maverick's in the pits as well. Both the Red Bulls gone early. Actually, are they going? No, they're not double stacking. It really depends how bad the tyres feel. I'll go to Mischief's laps. We'll have a look. They are getting significantly worse, and that's not because of his driving. Well, maybe it is. Maybe it is. Expect the rain to really be taking a toll on these tyres now. And Zenix has actually lost a lot of time struggling in the wets. Talking of wet, how do you delete? How do you? Oh, I don't know how. There's a bot comment in my. As Zenix now goes into the pits. Mischief stays out. Martin stays out. Is it the right call from Zenix? He was losing a lot of time. Maybe it is. I think now could be the time to pits to Inters now or the next couple of laps. Zenix is still the only driver to stay out thus far. At the same time, if you're in a pack and no one's pitting, you don't want to pit and necessarily lose all of that time if you get it wrong. As now this is a very tight pack indeed. Very, very close. Aaron leads the way in this pack. Very close. Angel shot tucks in just behind, and there's Quick Pig that comes off the track. Doesn't seem to get any wing damage, but will come back on the track in P16. Not sure what happened there, but still very, very tight at the back. Maybe just took too much of the curb. It was very, very, very close. Now Gobuck's on the back of Martin, who's on those mediums, remember. Mediums are going to struggle a lot more than the hards. And now, Mike struggling, P17. Matty and Maverick fighting the rain with their lives. We'll have a look at Zenix. Expect he has the pace. Doesn't send it down the inside. Very smart move from Zenix. Can just get him on the straight if he is in fact quicker. As he's clipped, Soccer Boy been sent onto the grass again. That is poor driving from Zenix, I've got to say. As we go towards the front of the race, for the time being. I am surprised Martin hasn't pit. Oh, never mind. Martin is now pitting off of the mediums. They were really struggling. And maybe Nisaka does the same. He's not. And now, a couple of drivers now pitting. Dave Dyke, Martin. I think that's it for the time being. Whoa! Martin's on the hards now. Maybe to the end if he feels like he can just drive through. Really depends if Zenix's quicker here. Further up. Bahamat's up to 9th. Obviously, a couple of drivers already pit onto the Inters. And yeah, sending it round. Oh, the terrible. Yeah, brilliant. I love that. As Angel Shot goes down the outside of CD. CD's leaving a little bit of his car still in there, trying to keep the position. Is he going to lose the position to Zenix as well? We shall see. Side by side, CD bumping with Zenix. Down the inside. Now becomes the outside, still clipping Zenix. Looks like Zenix is going to get the move done. Psycho using all that ERS. Likely just going to slot behind Barnsley for the time being. The rain doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too bad. As Bahamut and Angel Shot. Angel Shot comes across, whether that was due to Bahamut locking wheels or not. These two battling hard. Psycho's now in the pits off the mediums. That is what you'd expect to happen. Bahamut going down the inside. Zenix battling. These three very, very close. Zenix down the inside. What is going on? Zenix hangs around the outside on those inters. Should make the move stick. Angel Shot clips the back of Bahamut. Quit Pig now in the pits. So is Psycho. Oh, Psycho just came out of the pits. Zenix made up so many positions already. I mean, you've got to say, it just depends how long this rain lasts for. Because the Inters are the quicker compound. We have a look at Mischief's times once again. You'll see 40th there just getting worse and worse. They're consistently getting worse compared to Zenix, who's battling. Who's actually, I mean, never mind, they're not actually quicker. As Bag1 gets a 3-second time penalty, that's crucial. Maybe not so much in a race like this where it's just so spaced out. Then he goes into 7th. Look how much he's flying. Aaron's off the track. Angel Shot and Bahamut side by side, and they're locked on completely. Angel Shot down the inside. Nice and clean. Bahamut's going to have to see the position. And now a lot of drivers are pitting off the hards and onto the inters. Barnsley, Nessero, Aaron, Shani Pichu. Will the hards last is the real question. As Bahamut leaves a bit on the inside. Still trying round the outside. Angel Shot should have this position. And now, CD could be there. In the Mercedes on the hard compound. I say that all of them are on the hards pretty much up there. Zenix is massively making his way through the pack. Pitting a little bit earlier than most of the Inter runners. I mean, the rain looks like it's continuing, and even after it stops, it's still going to be wet on the track. I mean, look at these. Look at this. The hards are really struggling. I'll go to Zenix again. You see, it's more gliding. It's still not nice, but it's more smoother. Watching Bennett now. All of those drivers towards DRS disabled. Now you know it's getting bad. The Sarah gets a 3-second time penalty. Wow. There's a couple of corners I've got to say that do get you penalties, but that is lovely move from Aaron down the inside. Gets the move to stick on those inters. Nacero's struggling, I've got to say. And now GoBucks is in the pits. You can see the rain settling on the track. Was it smart to stay out that long? We will see. Mr. CD retires. What has happened? Pit lane entry. pit lane entry, he's killed himself. And now Martin off of the hards onto the inters. Really not a worthy pit stop from Martin. Bahamut's now onto the inters as well. You can see a lot of drivers now onto the inters. Where does Gobux end up? He ends up ahead of Nini Psycho, which was the case before, but it's only 1.2 seconds, whereas it was definitely a lot less before. Zenix is now 17 seconds off the lead. If we have a look at Mischief, let's have a look. It's just, he's having to be so cautious on those hards. I mean, he's committing to staying out on the hards until the rain goes away. I just don't think it's the right call. I mean, the longer he stays on it, the more he's in the mud if it doesn't pay off. The more he's in the rain if it doesn't pay off. Bagwan, will he stay? He will. He sticks with his decision of hards through the rain. How about Inazuma? He goes into the pits. Angel Shot getting overtaken by Gobux. And now Angel Shot goes into the pits. Just those front two hard runners staying out. But I've got to say, for Mischief, this is massive. Because Martin has done a double pit. He's now on the inters. But he pit for hards before he pit for inters, which is a daft move, I've got to say. As now Bahamut gets the 3 seconds. Where will Angel Shot plonk himself? And where will Inazuma plonk himself as well? Just behind Quit Pig, it seems. Inazuma in 13th, battling with Mike P. We'll check the penalties. 3 seconds for a lot of drivers in that mid-pack. We'll have a look towards the front. Zenix now right behind Bagwan. You can, let's see, the tyre difference is clips Bagwan. It's riding too close to the curb, really, Zenix is. Doesn't matter, as he should have Bagwan. Shelly Pichu. And Angel Shot. And Angel Shot and Bahamut battling. Angel Shot's on mediums! He's on mediums! Mischief now pits. Crucial, crucial, crucial time. He's now pit off the hards. Are they doing a normal strategy in wet like this? No, Mischief's going to Winters. I was about to say real life Ferrari strategy. This is now, there's going to be no drivers on the soft compounds bar Angel Shot. Bahamut sends it down the inside, really, really deep. I mean, he manages to get it stopped, but just right now with Pichu right behind. Bagwan, where will Bagwan come out? 'Cause if you imagine, if you remember, he was up there in that back pack for top 5. And it looks like he is going to come out behind Mike P and Quit Pig. Behind Mike P, just ahead of Quit Pig. As Angel Shot ends up in a wall trying to pit. Horrid racing the Ferrari driver. And he's sped, and surely that is a retirement inbound. It is. Matty Cece goes into the pits off of the inters. What is his play? I say that like Angel Shot's retirement was a play. It's more of a giving up, and I don't blame him. Not the best race from him. Quali ban. Obviously, the worst start you can get. Getting involved in all these collisions. Matty's on 4 lap hold hard. Now Mischief. He's done okay. A safety car. What has happened? Dave Dykes DNF'd. around that second sector. Crucial. What will drivers do? Really depends when the rain's going to stop. If it will stop. I've been messages from the stars. Xenix onto hards. By the time it's a play. It's a play. The rain doesn't look like it's stopping, but of course they know more than we do. Nearly psycho. Still rain for a few more laps. Drive through for bag one. Speeding under safety car. Devastating. And he can't serve it under safety car either. Wow. Gone from bad to worse for the Williams. A lot of people now in the pits. Quick Pig fixing his wing. A couple of people got onto the mediums. I mean, is it drying up? By the time everyone bunches up, maybe it's drier. At the same time, with all the people bunching up, there's not really going to be much track degradation in terms of, you know, lines being made. What I will say is this is crucial for mischief. Absolutely crucial for mischief. And these drivers with penalties, especially Dagon's been finished. Xenix on the hards. You know, maybe that's the play. We will have to wait and see. He's gone bold. Big or go big or go home, and he's gone big. Will he go home as well? We'll have to see. Yeah, by the time everyone's come in, it's going to be probably 2 more laps. Probably coming after next lap. Now Mike P, bag 1, pit. Bag 1 is going to find out that he can't serve this drive-through. And now he's in. For what tyres? Mediums. Maybe it was just a prop. Maybe he was meaning to. If you have a look at the track, it's still looking wet. However, it's a free safety car. Oh, free safety car, brilliant. Find your words. Thank you, mate. I will. So eventually I'll find my words. By the time everyone's in, probably be like lap 18 restart. Especially with Matty going ever so slow. Jesus! Come on, man! There's next time touching the ground, man. But yeah, it's still looking very wet out there. Very wet. But it is a free pit stop. So, you know, they may lose quite a bit on the start, but if they then grow into the race, it starts drying up, then could be the strategy. Matty is taking an age to get round. Could be tactical. Never seen someone go slower than the safety car. Oh. Still is a chance for... Oh, bag one. Is he going to try it again? Or is he just going to pit to Inters? Is he meaning to pit? At some point, the safety car's got to go. He's retired, yeah. With that drive-through, it's completely killed him. And the fact he's then gone to mediums, I think is the wrong play. Maybe the safety car's just going to go. Considering how long we've been waiting for Matty. Could be the safety car driver, mate. You see it, you'd be faster, yeah. Put Matty in the safety car seat. And it looks like you're watching Sky Electrics. Hello, Matty's got a chance here. I mean, one more DNF and anyone that finishes is in points. Will the safety car go? Not sure when it shows. Safety car in this lap. Matty needs to get a wriggle on. Can he catch up? Probably can. Go Bucks is in charge. Still, it looks very, very wet. Got to say those, but those Inters aren't. A lot of people, those Inters are not fresh, so they won't be too much quicker. When will Go Bucks go? If he goes too early, the game will limit him. So hopefully he doesn't do that. Make sure he's got a nice little lead. So we will see. The bottom, you can see when he's going to go on the throttle. It's not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet. Matty's not quite on the pack, but now Go Bucks is gone. As Zenix has gone way off the track. Looks much slower. Barnsley goes round the outside. Really round the outside. Bahamut round the outside of Shani Pichu. A lot of drivers very close to Barnsley now. Barnsley's leading that pack. Bahamut in 10th. Very tight almost everywhere. Zenix now loses the position to Little Aaron B, it looks like. But I've got to say, the rain has stopped. The rain has stopped. The track conditions will still be far from perfect, but the rain has stopped. Looks like the plan has worked. Very close there behind Zenix. Barnsley looks to maybe disappear with Mischief and Go Bucks. As what has happened there? The Sarah's miles off, and that's an awful camera setting. Still a massive gap. Towards the front of the pack. See Go Bucks and Mischief. And the track is still, the track's going to be wet. But the fact there's no rain. Now what is going on here? The battle for P4. Zenix cuts inside, almost takes Inazuma out. Almost forces him to massively go off the track. Now Inazuma down the inside of Zenix. And it is going to stick from Inazuma, it looks to be. And at the lead of the race, Mischief goes into first. DRS enabled. And now drivers are in the pits. Going on to the softer compounds. I think that's the play. I feel like Zenix has played this beautifully. So has Bahamut. And so has Nearly Psycho. As I said, the track conditions are going to be far from perfect. But it stopped raining just as they needed it to. Thanks to Matty for taking years, but that is crucial. I doubted it, but I don't have the information they do. It's actually not on me. That is crucial, and now a lot of these drivers are on the mediums. Nacero's on the softs. Matty's in the pits. Oh, Mike P struggling. Oh, Mike P. Aaron struggling on those old inters. Zenix just trying to get past. This is surely going to be the race win for Zenix. Bahamut and Nearly Psycho are in the money. In the money. Now down the inside from Zenix. He's 6 seconds behind Mischief. You'd think surely now these Interrunners pit. Unless they feel like they're going to be quicker. Well, not quicker than the hards, but they're going to lose more time pitting now. But that is their call. I don't feel like it's the right one. Aaron brakes far too early, but that is Zenix braking far too early as well, making sure he doesn't die. Martin up to P5. Mischief's in the pits. Don't speed, don't speed. Nice. Who else is in the pits? Aaron's in the pits. Martin's staying out. I mean, it's bold. 8 laps to go on Inters. It's going to be a lot slower than mediums. I think it could be the play. You haven't already pit. I don't know. I mean, it's just a lot of drivers in the pits now. Going on to the mediums. I mean, it's going to be miles quicker. It's going to be miles quicker, but will it be 20-something seconds quicker? We'll have to see. You will see. Martin chasing down Mike P. You can see they've already lost 3 seconds to Zenix. Or at least Mike. No. He was battling with Little Aaron. Never mind. You see they're losing time to Zenix, I think. So now, Maverick and Charlie Pichu battling at the nether regions. Sounds really weird. The lower ends of the grid. Martin gets a move done on Mike, and then the 2 Hasses on the mediums. Excellent strategy call. Wasn't looking too good for Bahamut, I don't think, and Nearly Psycho wasn't in the top couple of drivers, but now they could be. And now is that Mike P going into the pits. Maverick gets 3 seconds. And Guido goes into the pits as well. Martin stays out on these Inters. I mean, if he pits, he's going to be right down the grid. I understand both perspectives. So I'll have a look at Martin. I'll have a look again at Zenix's lap times. Out there right in front. It's getting better and better. Probably 140 was his last one, whereas Martin, again, they're not too much slower. Martin's lap times. Ignore the yellow at the top. Obviously Zenix is quicker, but Martin's probably going to be okay on these Inters. Especially with these old mediums behind, will probably be ahead soon. And again, these McLarens in mid-table. I don't believe it. Every single race they are in that mid-pack. But right now, Mischief pitting onto the mediums. 7th position. Martin in 2nd. He's in the much better tyres, Mischief. But however, 7 laps to gain 14 seconds. It's doable. Is it going to happen? You'll have to find out. You have to stick around and find out. Or will you? Because Martin's in the pits. Really? I don't know about that one. Onto the mediums he goes. I feel like once you've committed, you have to stick with it. Gear's now P11. He would have been like P4, and then you would move down the grid. But Martin is going to come out. He is going to come out ahead of this massive pack. Which is crucial. He's going to be in P8, chasing down the drivers in front, but it's not going to be enough to really gain too much ground. Martin has not had the strategies, I've got to say, today. Zenix, on those hards as well, looks to be cruising to the race win, as he looked like he would on a normal dry race. Still these two Hasses. You look further back. Guido, Charlie Pichu. These drivers still battling very, very hard. Some have penalties. Maybe Quick Pig can get involved in that. Still, this is where a lot of the action is happening. Maverick loses traction. Charlie Pichu right on the back of Guido. On the back straight now. Mike P has got enough of a gap to Guido. He'll probably keep the position, but Guido, maybe. Charlie Pichu goes for the move. It's Maverick on the outside. No one goes for the move. But now Charlie Pichu. Side by side with Guido. There's contact. Now the two Rebel drivers, 12th and 13th. Barnsley's lost DRS to Mischief. Probably sitting pretty low in P6 for the time being. Bahamut has got the time penalty, but it doesn't look like he's going to really be going back positions. Martin's still in P8. It just doesn't look like he's going to get much more than P7 perhaps. I'm not sure if that was the right move. Quick Pig almost within 3 seconds now. Just to keep it clean. Guido. Flies past. Oh, it's interesting way to take the corner. Mike P. Oh, Little Aaron has gone. Mike P is the one that leads this pack. He's trying to get out the DRS. Have a look at penalties once again. Just the basic 3 seconds. Charlie Pichu still in the DRS of Mike P. Just about. This is where Quick Pig's going to lose time on the straight when these drivers have the DRS. He's going to gain it on the track. And actually, that is worth pointing out. These drivers at the mediums, the two Haas runners, are on old mediums. So Go Box, Mischief and Barnsley may be able to catch Bahamut's 3 seconds. Martin gets fastest lap. All points count. Shiny Pichu. Mike P gets a time penalty. It's at 6 seconds now for Mike P. He's going to drop down the grid. And he's having to battle with Shiny Pichu, who goes down the inside. There's contact. Mike P goes wide. Contact again and both drive off. Mike P's in the wall. Shiny Pichu's managed to survive somewhat. But he comes out behind Quick Pig. And now Mike P DNF'd. Virtual safety car. Matty, will he get points? It looks to be stay on the track, man. Virtual safety car. Matty's in the pits. Don't retire. 10 seconds for speeding the pit lane. What are you doing, man? Bahamut's drive through. Bahamut drive through. Unbelievable scenes. Bahamut once again cursed with the drive through. Disgusting. Disgusting. Ugh. Bahamut race over. But not race over, but Psycho's in the pits off the 9-lap-old mediums. I mean, they were struggling for sure. Is it the right call? How much is he going to drop down? Matty drive through. 10 seconds of speeding the pit lane, now a drive through. Psycho coming in, pitting. Bahamut's going to... The Haas drivers. Psycho's onto softs. I don't think that was the right call from Psycho, I've got to say. Going for fastest lap maybe, but really, Maverick's now in the pits. Virtual safety car. Is this still a virtual safety car? No, it's not, so the game's just lying. Nacero's in the pits as well. Going on to the softs. Why? No, it is a... It's a proper safety car. What is going on, game? And it is a real safety car. Full safety car. That's why people are pitting, of course. Love the game. Real safety car. And Bahamut can't serve it. Is it just a disqualification if he needs to serve it literally the first lap. Safety car goes in and needs to serve it straight away. That's hell from Bahamut. Yeah. What is this race? I mean, it's you can't blame it on tier 6. The strategies have been very interesting. It's not just their strategies. The race as a whole has been very interesting. But this does allow Martin Mischief to get... Probably Martin will take this more than Mischief. Zenix. Yeah, full safety car. The Sarah gets another time penalty. He's at the back anyway. Will anyone pit? I was about to say that VSC's going on for a long time. Matty's now pit. Oh, he's going to get lapped. He's going to get lapped. And he is see-through, and he's disqualified. Oh my god. Oh my god. Matty. I don't believe it. All you had to do, man, is stay out. And you got P15 in the bag. Maybe even higher if people die. And he's... Oh. Oh, what's going on? Matty. Another driver, though. Looking for points. Quit pig. In P11 right now. The drivers behind have time penalties. Just needs to survive here. Been a pretty good race from him. Kept out of danger quite nicely, apart from when we watched him. So I'll actually go off of him. As soon as I've watched him, I've seen him go off twice. One been hit off and one just gone off. But Zenix could be messed up here by the fact... I mean, Bahamut's going to be the most messed up. So he's going to have to serve the drive-through. And then he's going to be on old mediums. But we are literally short safety car in this lap. Psycho on the softs. That has really, really worked. What's going on here, lads? Hopefully no silly penalties being given. It's now Maverick. Oh, lads. Goodness gracious. Safety car in this lap, ladies and gentlemen. Zenix leads the way this time. Nearly Psycho could really fly around. He's going to be the driver you'd expect to be making the moves. Barnsley could be first victim. Mischief second, but, you know. Mischief is going to have some grounds to make up himself. Zenix. No, that's not smart. Now Zenix doesn't go yet. And he's off. Zenix leads the way and he's miles off again. He loves the outside line, outside curb. Everyone's alive, looks to be. As we will see, Zenix lead the way. Lovely, lovely stuff. Everyone's alive. Zenix still in the lead. Bahamut is going to need to serve this drive-through this lap. Last two laps, I mean... I don't believe this. As we'll go back, Bahamut's playing for nothing, really, unfortunately. Nini Psycho has left the pack. And this is so tight at the front. Quit Pig off the track, 14th. What's happened there? Still in points. And all the drivers in front have time penalties. Barnsley on the back. This is very, very tight racing here, ladies and gentlemen. Grandstand finish. Shani Pichu down a couple of positions. Down a lot of positions. And Quit Pig is at the back of a car that's just come onto the track. And now Bahamut's going to have to pit now. Go Bucks goes past. And now Barnsley's got everyone and their mothers behind him. Nearly psycho, using all the ERS in Azuma. Not got too much either. All these drivers. Martin's down to P8. He's still in P8. Gonna watch this chaos unfold. 3 drivers. Mischief goes to P3. Is it looking like P2? He's battling with Bahamut, who needs to pit. Surely you just let him go. He needs to fly into the drive-through. Into the pit for this drive-through. DRS has now been enabled. Barnsley, P4. The Zenix is gone. On his 13-lap-old hards, he is gone. Mischief's going to chase him down. Mischief and Gobox battling for P2. As we see Barnsley just watching, learning. Psycho on the softs. Now Bahamut's out. Very, very tight here. Very, very tight. Bahamut comes out and he's just dead last. And we have a look. And Guido's round. Comes back on. Hasn't fully come back on yet. But we'll go towards the front. Because this is all for position, ladies and gentlemen. There's hardly any time penalties available. Well, there's plenty available. No one's taken them. No one's collecting them. But it looks like Denix is going to take P1. Surely. 1.3 is the gap. Mischief could push and try and get the DRS. Or he could hold his ERS and stay ahead of GoBucks. Barnsley's going to have pressure from behind from Nearly Psycho. Who goes down the inside. Contact with Barnsley. And it looks like those two... Oh, Nearly Psycho's got nothing left. Barnsley's got something left. But now Martin flies down. Not flying down enough. Is Nearly Psycho going to go for the send? Last lap. Last corner. Martin does! Not... Inazuma does. What is that? Now Barnsley, side by side with Nearly Psycho, looks to take P4. But looks like Zenix in P1. Mischief in P2. Steals it from GoBucks in P3. Barnsley P4. Nearly Psycho P5. Martin P6. Aaron P7. Inazuma with that crazy send at the end. P8. Guido P9. Maverick P10. Charlie Pichu P11. And it looks like Quit Pig is going to get P12. Lucero P13. Bahamut, so unfortunate. P14. What an end. What a race. What this. What, I'm speechless, and that's not just because of stuttering all the time. That is a ridiculous ending to a ridiculous race. Charlie Pichu gets driver of the day somehow. But the headlines on the papers will be Zenix, after a chaotic race, Zenix takes first. And perhaps more importantly for the championship, Mischief takes second, Martin P6. Mischief now has a nice and healthy lead at the top of the championship. In that battle for third position, Barnsley, Nearly Psycho. Big races from them. And I'll have a look at the standings now. Have a look at the standings now. And of course, Angel Shot with that quali ban, and it wasn't meant to be. Bag one, got the drive through, tried to serve it, just ended up so far back. He DNF'd as well. Bahamut in 14th got shafted with the drive through as well. So that's 3 of the contenders for third place shafted in the race. And we'll have a look at the standings. Aaron again, the McLarens, Mike P this time DNFing in 15th. Wasn't meant to be, but little Aaron take it, giving them some points as well. Not ideal from Ferrari, but no other team did incredibly well either. So we'll have a look at the standings. Yeah, Angel Shot 82, Nearly Psycho 80. Nearly Psycho is going to be the driver that will take P3 for the time being, and then Barnsley's 8 point. Yeah, he'll have an 8-point gap to Angel Shot. Barnsley will take P4 in the standings. And then Inazuma P5. Then there'll be a little gap, I think, to Bahamut. But I'll try and get... I think, who was it? It was Zenix. I'll try and get Zenix in for an interview. Incredible ending to that race. Ridiculous ending. Jesus, I've got to calm down after that. Crazy. Crazy race. Zenix wins. Mischief increases that lead. Wow. To get one interview, I may have to get who's fourth? Echo. How's? What do you mean Echo? I don't have the stream up. That's known. How long has that Echo been, Matt? I will try and get Barnesy in. Hello, mate. Just make sure you've got your you know the drill by now. You know the drill
I
by
know
now.
the drill. I
Make
know
sure
the
you got
drill.
your. Yeah. Well, we'll start with qualifying. How do you feel it went?
Um, wasn't my best. I knew I had some time that I could have made up, to be honest. That last lap, I was like 4 to 5 temps up, and then I cooked it like in the second sector. I lost a bit of time, and then that last corner, yeah, it was a bit of a pain. But we move. E7. I'm not, it's not too bad.
Yeah, not too shabby. In terms of the race, I mean, just explain to me what happened. From the start, when you're having a look, you've just loaded in, you're having a look at the forecast. What did it show?
It said it was cloudy, cloudy. I want to say cloudy again, then rain and rain, like light rain, and then it was like I want to say it was cloudy again afterwards, or like cloudy with a bit of
Mm,
sun.
yeah.
It
I
was
mean, that's just wrong. That was just wrong compared to what actually happened. It was more like,
yeah, it was
more
more
like
like
cloudy, rain, rain, rain.
yeah, pretty much. It's more like cloud 30 seconds, rain rest of the race until what like lap 22, 23, and then just
Mm.
cloudy with a bit of sun.
How do you feel like your strategy was that race? I mean, I was in the gantry, I was in the commentary box, just sort of critiquing some strategies, and in the end, with that safety car, I sort of lost all train of thought. So I can't remember what was the play. What were you happy with the strategy that you took
No,
up?
no. I mean, my plan worked originally with the whole stick to hards because I was expecting obviously the rain to come in like well into the teens, so I was gonna stick them hards out as long as I could,
Yeah.
and just go straight to inters. I mean, it worked in Suzuka when we done Japan obviously earlier in the season. That worked a
Mhm.
charm for me. Done the hards for what 22 laps and then finished it off on the inters. Um, but yeah, no, it was that was kind of the plan, and obviously I saw Zelix pitted for hards on the safety car.
Yeah.
And as he goes into the pits, I hear the engineer turn around and goes, "Oh, rain's going to end in 5 minutes." And that's when I knew I was like, "He's on to a winner with that." There's no way
Yeah.
he's just absolutely bamboozled all of us. So
It wasn't just him. It was
I know there was a
nearly
couple, yeah.
psycho. There were two Hasses went on mediums as well. I was thinking, really? And then they ended up, it was a great move, a great decision. And then Bahamut gets shafted at the end with his drive through, and then Psycho pits for softs anyway at the end. So yeah, he wasn't the only one, but I mean, it's a ridiculously tough strategy to call with
Oh
all
yeah,
that with
definitely.
all that
I was tempted. I was very tempted. I went into the pit bit and I flicked to hard and I was like, no, I'm gonna stick it out. And then it bit me in the arse a little bit in the end. But I'll take the P4. I can't complain too
mm.
much.
After the safety car restart. Were you feeling the pressure from Psycho, or were you
Yes.
confident
Yes,
you'd keep the
pretty. I
position?
was literally quivering in my boots. He's on brand new softs. My mediums were like nearly 30% worn at this point. Well, the front left was because we all know Shanghai kills that front left.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I was literally quivering, and I literally turned into like Checo during the 21 season. I was defending him for my life. I just didn't want to let him get past me.
It worked, as
It
well you
did,
say.
yeah,
It
it
worked.
did
Um,
somehow.
I've also mentioned there's so much stuff to talk about. What were your thoughts on that bit at the end? That last second to last corner, I was thinking, I was on Psycho's perspective, and I was thinking he's not going to send it. He doesn't send it, and then I just see a car flying past.
Yeah, I had no clue what was going on. I just see, obviously I know Psycho is like, right there. I knew I thought if I just swing out to the middle a little bit, and then I'll cut the inside if he doesn't
Mm.
make the dive in. He didn't make the dive, so I cut through the middle and I just see some red arrow just fly up to me. Um, and luckily I didn't really get caught too much in the fire, but that could have been a race ender. I
Yeah, I
would not
think
have been happy.
it was more of a plane of. I think it was Inazuma. I think he's got some air time after he hit you and hit the curb. He flew up, his rear went up. Yeah, I mean, crazy way to end. And in terms of the standings, I did do the maths. That moves you up to P4, and I know we've had a talk before about where you want to battle with, where you want to finish the season. I mean, in your mind, top three, third, still on.
Yeah, I mean, if I bump up to fourth, I mean that gives me, good grounds to fight for third, definitely. And who was actually in third?
Psycho,
Is
Lily
it
Psycho. He
Psycho?
was
Right,
six points ahead of you going into this.
right. So that now gives me there's pretty much nothing between us then, really, is there? I mean,
No, oh, actually, think about it.
no
You were
Angel
fourth.
Shots was P3, was well, I suppose Psycho would
He
be
was,
would
but
be third
yeah, he
now.
will.
Yeah,
Psycho will now be. Yeah, so he's got. There won't be much. There won't be much in it.
no, definitely not. It'd be interesting. It'd be interesting.
Yeah,
If I keep up that prime defending performance, then as long as he's behind me, I mean, hoping I can keep it that way.
yeah.
But we'll just see, I guess. I mean, we've got what 5 more races to go, so you
Five,
never know.
three.
Is it three? I thought there was no.
It's
Is it? Yeah,
three.
yeah. Of
Yeah,
course, it's only 10. Yeah. Oh, I was thinking 12 races. No, it's only 10.
it is. No,
But
it is
yeah.
12.
Oh, it is 12. So wait, are
Yeah,
we on
round
what?
nine, mate. This is round nine. Yeah.
Is
There's
it?
Britain,
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Spa. Oh, Britain's at the end. There's Abu Dhabi, Spa, Silverstone. I think
Oh, is that the next three?
that is the next three.
Oh, that might be interesting.
That
Oh,
doesn't sound very
Abu
good.
Dhabi's
Interesting.
next. No, it's not, because me and Abu Dhabi don't get on very well. I haven't really done Silverstone much because I just don't get along with Silverstone. The only good one out of the three that I'd say I'm pretty confident with is Spa, to be honest.
Mm.
But if I mean I'm sure I can nail Silverstone a little bit. I haven't done it in a while, but Abu Dhabi is a
Yeah.
lost cause for me, I'm afraid.
Lost cause, but there's practice that you can put in.
Oh yeah, definitely. I know I could drop the times a little bit more, but I just think it's one of them tracks I don't particularly enjoy it, so I don't have the
Yeah.
interest to
Motivation.
really, really go for it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a tough one.
Well, still very, very successful race today.
Yes,
Very
it was
successful race.
magical.
Magical. I'm sure some people will have different opinions to that.
Oh
But
yeah,
anyway,
100%. But
thank you very much for joining me, man.
no,
And
that's all right. No worries. Thanks for having me,
congratulations on
man.
the P4.
Thank you, thank you.
I hope for your sake as well, and for Sauber's sake, I'm talking to you next week. Obviously, this wasn't a
Hopefully.
podium this time, but no one else wanted to do interviews, so
There we go. I'm always up for one. So even
exactly.
if I come last,
Wouldn't be the best interview. Yeah, I got
no, I
podied first
wouldn't.
corner.
Yeah, but still something to talk about if it's a boring race.
Yeah. Well, never that in tier six.
No, I suppose it isn't in tier six. You
No.
never know. Maybe one
Anyway,
day.
maybe one day. Hopefully never. But yeah,
Hopefully never. Yeah. All right.
congrats
Anyway,
on that
thanks,
P4,
man.
man. Thanks for
Thanks,
joining
man.
me. In a bit. And that top three races heating up. Fight for third. Top two. I mean, realistically, those two, even with the race that Martin had, with all these different um with these different sorry, I read something. What was I saying? The top two with all these different strategy decisions, and I think Martin got it wrong today. Still, he's got the P5, P6. I think it was P5 in the end. He's still getting that P5, and I just don't see both of them messing up too much that anyone's going to be back in that race for the win. It is between those two, and then there's a hell of a lot of drivers behind. And then in terms of the constructors, still Ferrari lead, still a healthy gap, but it's not increasing. It'll be very interesting to see, you know, Zenix after that win today. Maybe he'll be able to you know, carry V carb, reduce the gap, put a little bit of pressure on Ferrari. But anyway, we will see you next week for, I think it's Abu Dhabi next week, yeah. Abu Dhabi next week, tier 6, be there. Other tiers at China. What a race we've just seen. And if you want to see more races like it, check out the streams tomorrow. Tier 1 and Tier 2. High quality. The highest of qualities the Broke Boys has to offer. Tier 1, Tier 2 on Wednesdays. On Thursdays, Tier 3, Tier 4. That's where the chaos really begins. And then Tier 5 to round off the week. And then weekends, you know, is when you can get hyped. You can just, you know, just let everything simmer in your brain, what's happened over that week, and get excited for Abu Dhabi next week. See you lot at some point.